Guys, it's Anya, otherwise known as Pink Sweets here on YouTube, and you can also follow me on Instagram at Pink Sweets with a 1 instead of an I. So, today's video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to go through each of the Juvia's Place palettes with you and tell you why I like them, why I don't, if there's one that I don't like, which I don't think there is, but what I might not like the most about it, what my favorite shade in the palette is, and who I think might like it or enjoy it the most, because I get asked a lot which one I would recommend you to buy, and I think that question, the answer is different for everyone. If you saw my video, I did film this makeup look using the ColourPop Disney Princess collection. I was delirious in that video, so I apologize. But if you've already seen it, I apologize. If you haven't, you're in for a treat. I don't know which video is going to go up first, but I was talking to one of my subscribers and my friend Sage in the comment section, and I gave her the longest answer ever to her question about which now I'm on ColourPop, which Juvia's Place palette she should buy. And so I figured I would just make a video about it and tell you guys what palettes I think you would like, depending on what kind of palettes you do like. So let me grab my stack. I own every single Juvia's Place palette except for the brand new one, which I've currently no interest in. It's an all matte, all neutral, reminds me of the Natasha Denona Safari palette, which just isn't for me, kind of palette. But I'm one of those people that's like, but maybe I need it because it'll complete my collection, but I don't think I do. So right now I'm saying I'm not getting it, but we'll see. So the first two palettes that I have are the Saharan Blush Volume 1 and the Saharan Blush Volume 2. So the Volume 1, I would recommend, if you're going to use it for blush, for deeper skin tones. These definitely have deeper colors in them, and as blush, I don't know, except for maybe that orangey shade, if I could use it on my skin tone as blush. But I bought this because these are amazing eyeshadows. I mean, and I think my favorite color in this palette is the shade Zane, which is that red right there. And it is so pigmented. Like, that's a blush. And I'm just gonna regret this swatch in a minute, but that is the swatch of that blush. So, I already stained my finger, but I absolutely love this palette. Oh, and let me just show you this one, Zara. That is a blush. Maybe highlight. Is it supposed to be highlight too? No, it just says blush, but that is the other one. So I love these palettes specifically for eyeshadow. Specifically this one, definitely 100% for eyeshadow. The second one is more suitable for my skin tone in terms of blush, but still can be used as eyeshadow, because if you take Zola, which is this shade right here, is like a beautiful rose gold shade. I'm terrible at swatches, you guys, but that's that one right there, and it's so shimmery metallic. It has gold running through it. And you know, Zoba is another one. I just swatched that on top of another one. You're not hardly going to be able to see that on my skin tone, but anyhow, these are just amazing. And even the matte shades, like Yara is this beautiful like mustardy shade. That one's going over my tattoo. That one's right here. So these are just so pigmented that I wanted them. I wanted this palette to use as a blush and eyeshadow, and the other one, Volume 1, which was meant for darker skin tones. I wanted this one for eyeshadow specifically. This video might be long, by the way. And I believe, I also got a question where Juvia's Place is from. Oh, I don't want to get these on my alpaca shirt. Let me take them off. And Juvia's Place, I believe, is outside of is housed in New Jersey. I think. So, yes. And they I mean, all of their palettes have beautiful, beautiful artwork. So this is the Warrior palette. This is the most recent one. I'm trying to think, did the Afrique palette come out? Either the Afrique palette or the Warrior palette. I think it was the Warrior, then the Afrique, now the newest one, which is the Warrior 2. So this is the most recent, I haven't even used it yet, neutral palette. There is a look going up with this week. At the point that I'm filming this, I have not filmed that one yet, but this is that palette. So this is the neutral palette that I actually love. Like, I have swatched a few of the shades. They swatch amazingly. I mean, it just amazes me how incredible these shades are, specifically the shimmers. So those are some of the swatches. But yeah, I absolutely positively love this palette, and that's coming from a person that does not wear a lot of neutral shades. So these are very glamorous neutral shades. So if you like neutral glam, then I think you would love this palette. The other neutral palette that they have is the Nubian, which was their first palette that they released. And while I think it's still amazing, I mean, absolutely amazing, this one here, I don't feel like the formula is quite as good as the formula in all the other ones, because I think it was because it was their first palette. I don't know if they perfected the formula. I could be totally wrong. It could be the same formula, but I don't feel like this one is as good a quality as this one. So if I was going to get one of the neutral palettes, I would definitely recommend the Warrior one, unless you want like a true warm tone palette. So I'll swatch a few of these for you. And don't get me wrong, they still swatch amazing. They still, and I'm not a swatch person, I guess, but I mean, see, they're still very, very pigmented. I'm gonna have to get a new makeup wipe in a minute. But on the eyes, I feel like it doesn't go on as smoothly as the rest of the Juvia's Place palettes that I have. So if I was gonna choose one or the other for a neutral palette, I just knocked you guys around, sorry. I would definitely choose the Warrior palette. So the Afrique palette, which is the one I most recently did a tutorial on, this is the most colorful, like primary colorful palette. I don't, like, when I look at these shades in the palette, I don't feel like it's a very cohesive color scheme, only because I think they're kind of jumbled up. But it's amazing. It's stunning. I love the matte green. I love the shimmery green. I love the shimmery purple. Like, I love every shade in this palette. And I found it, you know, pretty easy to work with. Again, I don't think swatches always mean everything, but I'll just show you 3 of them. Stunning. Absolutely stunning. Juvia's Place is my favorite eyeshadow formula on the market, hands down. And you cannot beat the price. This palette was originally $20, and I think I paid $14.50 for it because I had a coupon, or they were having a sale, or I used like some influencer code. I usually use the influencer code Babs Beauty because she is the only YouTuber that I watch that I know of that has a code. If you guys know of any other codes, like, comment down below, but that's the one I use, Babs Beauty in all caps. So, and it gets you anywhere between 10 and 30% off depending on what kind of promotion they're running. So I think this palette is stunning, but you definitely have to be into color, like colorful eyeshadows, in order to want to wear this. And it's a little bit more difficult, like the mattes in this one are a little bit more difficult to work with than in some of their other ones. So I don't know if I would recommend this particular one for a beginner, but you can always learn. So, you know, you could always get this, and if you're not the best at working with, I mean, I don't even hardly blend my eyeshadow. I like rough edges and all that stuff. So, and I use this. So I really love this. The most soft romantic palette that they have is the Deuce palette, which is this one right here. And this is what she looks like inside. It reminds me of like macarons or cotton candy. I don't know. It's just so pretty. And I love how unique this palette is. Excuse me. I love Mont Blanc, which is like a shimmery, like silver, but it's not like, it's a little bit deeper than a regular silver. I love Puffs, which is this beautiful, like shimmery pink. I cannot get that green from the last palette off of me. The shade Tart is gorgeous. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it on camera, but it is a white with like a pink. They're all blending into my skin tone at this point, but it's a white with like a pink duochrome shift. And then my favorite shade in this palette, of course, is Macaron, which is this beautiful shimmery green. So it's like you have your neutral shades because you have, you know, this one and this one and this one, but you also have your pops of color, and then you have your soft romantic like pink shades. So this is definitely good for somebody who does mostly neutral looks but still wants a pop of color in their look. So I really love this one. I love every single one. I'm going to say that about every single palette. Let me just get a new makeup wipe so I can do some actual swatches. I tried doing swatches of that palette, but they kind of went over the previous ones. So let's try to get... The Afrique palette definitely stains your lids, but I have that issue with numerous palettes. My arm is getting red. Okay, so now... the one that I did, the look that I did before the Afrique palette was the Saharan palette. I did that with in collaboration with Alison Krauss. I'll put a link for any videos. I'll put a playlist of all my Juvia's Place looks in the cards above. So this is this one here. If you like a warm tone palette with a pop of gold and a really cool like duochrome green, this palette is for you. This is basically a twist on a warm tone palette, and I mean Sokoto in this palette is insanely pigmented. Wadabi is the gold, and this is like one swipe, and Kia is the duochrome green that I was talking about, which I put that one on the lower lash line. It's insane. It's insane how pigmented they get these eyeshadows for the price. The most expensive eyeshadow palette out of the bunch is the last one I'm going to show you, because that is my favorite one of all of them if I had to choose one. And I paid well, it was $25, and then I got a discount. So that's why I have such an issue with like when I see... I don't know why more brands can't make their eyeshadows more affordable, but I mean, they could if they wanted to. So this one is the Festival palette. Woo! It's too big for my hands, so I'm like, ugh. Okay, so this is the Festival palette. And again, artwork is beautiful. Now, I dropped this one. So my shade Kaliki, which is the top one you can see, is broken. This is the Festival palette. That one looks broken on camera, but it's not. So this one is, and the Deuce one were the two that I gave away, my first giveaway. And Vicky Montgomery was one of my winners, and I want to say hi really quick to her daughters, Abby and Sophia. They are so sweet and adorable, and she and her daughters watch my videos together, and they're so supportive and so sweet. So hi Abby, hi Sophia. Just wanted to say hi guys, and I love you. So yeah, so this palette is gorgeous, and I believe Vicky won the Deuce palette. So yeah, so these are very pigmented. I'm going to swatch some for you. This is Abba. This is the teal shade. Inji is the hot pink. And then Odagu is like the very soft, like gold one. And then I'm going to close this because I don't want it to get all over me. I will eventually probably buy a new one because, I don't know, because I'm crazy like that and I need it to be, it must be perfect. Where did I just put that makeup wipe? What did I do with it? All right, well, I'll just grab a new one. Okay. I don't know what I did with it though. I'm always misplacing and dropping stuff. You guys know that. Okay. Then we have the Saharan 2 palette. Oh, and the Festival palette, let me go back to that for 1 second, is definitely for someone who likes like a lot of color. You're not going to get a neutral look from this, but you could get a warm tone, like sunset-y type of look with like this red, the peach, the pink, the mustard, and the orange together. So I think that would be a really pretty look. And Odogwu is a really pretty highlight shade on light to medium skin tone. And all of these eyeshadow palettes work on all skin tones. So the Saharan 2 palette, I have such a love for. I also have a look with this one. And this one I dropped as well, and it broke, and I bought a new one already because I had to, because my favorite shade in the palette crumbled to pieces. So my favorite shade in the palette is called, it is called Shifshawan. Pretty sure that's right. And that's this one. And you look at it in the pan and you think, okay, is that really actually a pretty shade? Yes, it is. It is a duochrome mint green blue. Oh my gosh, stunning shade. Hopefully it'll show up on camera. So I'm going to swatch that one. And then I'll swatch Berber, which is this gorgeous bright teal, which is different from the other teal. And then Marrakesh is another one of my favorite shades. Out of all the palettes, it's this gorgeous, stunning, metallic, like peachy with gold reflect. It's like almost neon. And then Nomad is a beautiful, like, cranberry shimmer. And then I'll swatch one of the mattes. This is Zora. So those are those shades. Look at that peach. I'm terrible at swatches. Have I mentioned that? And then that's that duochrome green. I mean, I can't get over it. Like, I just love this palette so much. And when I did my look with it, I used this one on the lid. I used this one, which turns to like a yellowy gold, so it almost looked like buttercup yellow on the inner corner. And then I used this one and this one in the outer. And then I put these two on the lower lash line, and it almost looked like a very like glam, like rainbow look. Like it's just, watch the video if you haven't seen it. It was a look that was inspired by McKenna Burns. She created a very similar, almost identical look, and I love her, so I recreated it. But yeah, that is the most unique palette, and I feel like you can get neutral looks as well as colorful looks. This is the third to last palette, the Nubian 2. This is probably my least favorite palette, even though I still love it. Originally, I didn't use it like at all. And then I used it because I'm doing a palette series, so I have to use every single one. And I actually ended up really loving it. So it is very, like, I feel like all the tones appear like they're going to be very like muted. And they sort of are. Like, this is a very dark blue. And then Egypt is my favorite shade in this palette. That's the olive green. Gosh, the swatch is going for days. And then Jezebel is this burgundy. So these are some of those, but they're very like muted primary colors. So I think that's why I originally was not drawn to this one. But if you like fall vibes, fall colors, kind of like the Strobe Cosmetics Divinity palette or the Armed and Gorgeous from Morphe. Like, I feel like this is along those lines. So I feel like it's best suited for people that like those types of shades. Okay, we're in the home stretch. So and these two are probably, I have such a hard time saying which one is my favorite. I really love the Saharan 2. I really love the Magic palette, and I really love the Masquerade. Those are my 3 top palettes. If I had to choose, if I could only keep 3, those would be my top 3. So here's the Magic palette right here. And the Magic palette is also another one that has a really good mixture of neutrals and colorfuls. Now this is a huge palette, as you can see. Like, it is as big as my head. It's gigantic. So is the Masquerade palette. That's this one here. Both of these come in a mini size. And when they say mini, it really means like a regular sized palette, because these are so huge. So the Magic palette, I bought this palette because I had to have this purple shade right here. But I love every shade in this palette. Even though these 2 dark mattes, one is like more of a blue tone, one is more of a purple tone, they are definitely 2 of the most difficult Juvia's Place eyeshadows to work with. They're a little bit patchy unless you put a lot on, and then they like overtake the look sometimes, so you have to kind of just work really carefully with them, but they still do look beautiful and blend out. And I also have a look with this palette. I'm going to swatch Faso, which is my favorite shade. I just totally got the other one under my nail. And then Buzo is this beautiful green. They do blues, greens, and purples really, really well. Nubia, which, hi Nubia. I have a friend and subscriber named Nubia. This gold Nubia, stunning. And then Osan and Zuba are 2. One is more peachy, one is more pink. Even Yamoja is like a silver. I mean, I could just go on and on. Vara, like every shade in this palette, I'm just gonna keep swatching, is just gorgeous. And you could definitely do a rainbow look with this. Is this the palette? I feel like this is the palette that Annette actually did do a rainbow look with. If it is, she has the Magic Mini palette. I will link the video above in the cards, because you have to watch. She did a 3 looks 1 palette with this palette. And the one look, I mean, all the looks are stunning, but the one look that's rainbow, I will be recreating that look on my channel at some point. So, okay, right. You want to see the swatches on my arm, not the palette. So those are my crappy swatches, but look at that. Hold on, that's too heavy. That shade right there, that gold shade, that's Nubia. Stunning. Just like my friend Juvia. So that is the Magic palette, and that is my one of my 3 favorites, the Saharan 2. When I originally saw it, I was not going to get it, and then I saw McKenna Burns' look. I will link her channel as well, and I just bought it that day. So the Masquerade palette is this one right here. It's my favorite probably because it's pink on the outside, which I love pink and purple, but also because of what's on the inside. This is the perfect, in my opinion, combination between neutral and colorful in a Juvia's Place palette. And like I said, this one also comes in a mini, and mine is so dirty and gross. It has gotten the most use out of any of my palettes, but this is what she looks like on the inside. So you have all of your warm tone neutrals on the top, which are so pigmented and beautiful, and then you have a ton of gorgeous colorful shades on the bottom. So I'm definitely going to swatch a bunch of these for you, because Zola, and these are a 1 swipe. What's that one called? Dahlia. which is bright blue. I have a towel in my lap. Nolly or Molly? Nolly is this stunning green, which I do feel like the green is similar to the green in the Magic palette. And then Chi is this gorgeous, it's like a bluish purple. And then I have to like white. Makeda is just a straight up violet. And then Bori is my favorite hot pink. Like, I will definitely probably have to repurchase this one at some point. Casablanca, look at that. It's just insanity. I'm trying to swatch some of the mattes as well as the shimmers. So that is another set of my crappy swatches, but I'm pretty sure you can tell how stunning these shades are. Like that one, are you kidding me? That is Zola. I mean, I can't wait till I do my look with this palette. I'm so freaking excited. But yeah, that is my all-time favorite. I feel like anybody would be happy with it. It's kind of like the Juvia's Place version of the Manny MUA palette in the sense that it has the neutral part and the colorful part, and I just feel like it's perfect. Like I just feel like this was my first Juvia's Place palette that I bought. It was the first one that I ordered, and I saw it on, I don't remember honestly whose channel, but I saw it on someone's channel. They did a look with it, and I literally was on the website that day buying it because I had to have it. So this was my first Juvia's Place palette. It has gotten the most use. I can use it, like I said, if I want to do a colorful look or a bright like neutral glam look. If I want to do a softer look, it has everything in my opinion. So that is my, what am I trying to say? That is everything I have to say about Juvia's Place. I just think that they should be so proud of themselves. I think they're the most amazing brand for eyeshadow on the market. I can't wait to try more of their products. I love their brush set that I have from them. I love their liquid lipstick set that I have from them. I want to try their loose highlighters, and I want to try their blush, their single blushes as well. So maybe I'll get some of those in the future. I know that they're going to be having a Black Friday sale. So yeah, I would definitely recommend checking them out. If you don't own one, you definitely should. And I don't ever push anything on anyone and say, you need this, you need this, you need this, but you need this. Like, this is the only time I think I'll say it, because if you want a pigmented eyeshadow that is, you know, amazing quality, that is very affordable, because if you were to buy like the 25, this one is, these two are the most expensive ones. They're like $25. And then with the discount, I think I paid like maybe $20 for them. All the rest of them, you know, I paid maybe anywhere between $11 and like $17 for them. I just paid like $14.99 for a Maybelline Soda Pop palette at Walgreens. So I'm just saying. And now you can get Juvia's Place at Ulta too. So you can use your Ulta points. You can actually use the coupon that Ulta always gives, because it's considered a drugstore side. It's kind of like Morphe on their website. So they allow you to use the coupon on Juvia's Place. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it helped you choose which Juvia's Place palette that you want, and comment down below which one was your favorite, or which one you want to pick up, or which one that you own if you own them, and which one you use the most. I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I love you guys, and I'm repeating myself, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.